Hello, and welcome to the London Forex Broadsheet's daily video wrap of the markets. Each day we cover all that is required to set up your new Forex trading day. Follow along as we review the global commodity market, analysis of the charts, and get professional trade desk opinions on what is likely to be coming over the next 24-hour period. Just bookmark the daily video wrap page and come back each day to get caught up on the market momentum. If you're in the Forex, you need to be into the LFB. We are glad to have you listening in. Now let's get started. Let's start with our Asian equities. Asian stocks fell on Tuesday, extending the MSCI Asia Pacific Index's worst first half since 1992. The Nikkei dropped 18 points, or 0.1%, to close at 13,463 in Tokyo, falling for the ninth straight day, the longest losing streak since September 2004. In European stocks, the UK's FTSE 100 sank 2.6%, while France's CAC 40 lost 2.1% and Germany's DAX slid 1.6%. In Wall Street today, the sell-off continued into the New York session, where stocks were down as much as 1.5%. However, at the close of floor trading on the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow was at 11,382 after a gain of 42 points, or 0.4%. The S&P was at 1285 with a gain of 8 points, or 0.6%, while the Nasdaq finished with a gain of 31 points, or 1.3%, to close at 2305. Oil finished the day at 141.40, up 1.3%, and gold finished the U.S. session at $945, up 1.75%, or 3 days' worth of average movement. The dollar index finished trade at 72.40, off 0.1%. The dollar came well off its lows against the major currencies as U.S. equity markets turned positive during Tuesday's afternoon session after being down as much as 1.5% earlier in the day. The euro ended a day of up and down movement with little change against the dollar and yen. This was even after a report that showed German retail sales in May were up 1.3% in seasonally adjusted and in real terms compared with April, and grew 0.7% in real terms from May of last year. Price movement is likely to remain random as traders look to square positions ahead of Thursday's ECB rate decision and the U.S. non-farm payroll report. Analysts and economists are virtually certain the ECB will raise its main borrowing rate 25 basis points to 4.25% on Thursday morning. The chart shows a pair that is running in the huge resistance at 1.5850. The overall trend is very mixed as trade desks align dollar valuations. Upcoming economic releases, we have at 03:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, ECB President Trichet is speaking, and at 0500 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the PPI out. The main price points are 1.5850 and 1.5600. The pound was also marginally stronger against the dollar during a day of up and down movement. The Nationwide Building Society reported house prices were down 0.9% on the month in June, less than economists had expected for a 6.3% annual fall. The chart shows a pair that cannot break the daily stranglehold that has it locked in at the red 200-day SMA area. The overall trend is very mixed as trade desks align sterling valuations. There are no major economic releases coming up, and major price points are 2.0050, 1.9800, and 1.9400. The Australian dollar fell as the central bank said the highest borrowing costs in 12 years and record gasoline prices have forced households to cut spending. The Aussie dropped 0.6% to 95.28 US cents and decreased as much as 1.5% to 100.25 yen, the lowest since June 4th. Policymakers left their benchmark cash target at 7.25%. Australia's currency ended a 5-day winning streak on speculation the country's benchmark interest rate of 7.25%, a 12-year high, is sufficient to cool economic growth. The chart shows a very strong upwards move that has created an ascending triangle. These chart patterns will normally break to the horizontal line. This one, however, now looks to have run out of steam. The overall trend is long. Upcoming releases: at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have building approvals as well as retail sales. Major price points are 0.9700, 0.9350, and 0.9000. The loonie finished virtually unchanged against its U.S. counterpart after spending most of the session in positive territory. Canada was on holiday today. The chart shows a volatile pair that is going nowhere fast. The overall trend is very mixed. Tomorrow is another Canadian national holiday. Major price points are 1.0300, $1, and 0.9750. The Swissy couldn't hold the momentum from the European session, but finished trading with an 8-pip gain on the dollar. Traders may be looking to square positions ahead of Thursday's CPI report scheduled for 01:30 a.m. Eastern Date Time. The chart shows a heavy sideways pattern with a defined channel. The overall trend is sideways. There are no upcoming releases until July 3rd, and the major price points are 1.0600, 1.0150, and 0.9900. The yen rose against the euro for a fourth straight day and strengthened versus the dollar as stock market losses and concern that global economic growth is slowly eroding demand for higher yielding assets funded by loans in Japan. The yen climbed 0.2% to 167.05 versus the euro at 2 p.m. in New York, from 167.32 yesterday when it touched 166.08, the strongest in 2 weeks. The chart shows that 105 is still strong support. It houses the 50-day SMA and may drag a lot of orders in if it does break. That, however, would need to be on a day that equities sell off heavily. The overall trend is long, but looking to possibly go into a sideways pattern of trade. Upcoming economic releases: at 7:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the monetary base, and major price points are 103, 105, and 109. Thank you for joining us for our daily video wrap of the markets. Please use the Contact Us page to let us know how we are doing. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
All contents of the LFB are for informational purposes only and should not be used as a replacement for research by an individual investor, trader, or licensed investment professional. Neither the LFB nor any of its affiliates shall be liable for any errors, omissions, or for any actions taken in response to the information contained herein. We hereby make no representations or warranties regarding the accuracy of any information contained in this broadcast or on our site. Forex market trading involves special risks and may not be suitable for everyone. Each investor or trader should assess their financial situation and risk tolerance before proceeding. Copyright 2007, LFB Services, LLC. All rights reserved.